What about the discussions on the Speaker's post? The election to the post is going to take place on the 26th, and that is going to be raised by the opposition with equal force, Pallavi. Are there discussions that are ongoing in the INDI camp on how they're going to take that forward, what their take is going to be, what their approach will be like?
Well, the BJP wants a consensus and they would want a unanimous choice, but that is something which they'll say, any political party would say. The BJP will, of course, have their own person as the speaker, and we are going to wait that announcement. 25th is when their nomination is going to take place. The opposition has mulling two moves. One, of course, they are thinking that even though they don't have the numbers, let's make a point by putting up our own speaker candidate. That's one. Second, but more importantly, they're going to be demanding a deputy speaker. In the last parliament session, there was no deputy speaker, a point often raised by the Congress and the TMC as yet another example of parliamentary norms being flouted. So they are demanding a deputy speaker and someone who should actually be from the opposition spectrum.
Okay, all right. So a lot of criticism has come in for Mr. Mehtab's, selection as the pro tem speaker. The opposition has come out to make its intent clear that there are several issues they say the government needs to address. For example, the examinations issue in the country, and that's going to be needed to be discussed. That's what the opposition maintains. But as far as the Prime Minister's message is concerned, in a sense, we see the opposition take objection to what the Prime Minister said during that address as well, Pallavi, especially as far as the emergency era mention is concerned. He spoke of it, the opposition's not taken it lightly, they've not seen it as the right start to the session, but the Prime Minister says discussion is the way forward. One must ensure substance through the course of this Lok Sabha, through the course of this Parliament session.
Well, in NDA meeting also the PM said that I welcome a strong opposition. They have finally found their voice after 10 years. He was referring, of course, to a relatively good performance by the India bloc. Even today, while he made his mandatory media bite, he did say, opposition, a strong one, is very, very important, and they are most welcome to raise issues. But unruly behavior, rushing to the well, that is something which is not acceptable to us, and it should not be acceptable to anyone. So I think that's the point, and that's a stand which is coming in from the BJP, is very clearly for the Prime Minister. Dissent is allowed, but discord is not.
Okay, all right. And as far as the opposition is concerned, while the Prime Minister has spoken of how protesting during a parliament session is really not the way forward. People's issues need to be discussed and need to be discussed well within the walls of the parliament complex. That's what the Prime Minister essentially said. He's reiterated, Pallavi, because every time, before every parliament session, we've seen how the Prime Minister's emphasized on this one point again and again and again. And if we speak about the last few sessions alone, we've seen the kind of protests, the walkouts that have been staged on part of the opposition. And keeping that in mind, perhaps that message is also being sent out. But what are the opposition's plans? We saw them come out to say, while carrying the copy of the Constitution, that the appointment of the pro tem speaker is the first big violation that we've seen already happen. Are they going to be staging protests through the day? They were also not seen in attendance when the Prime Minister was taking oath.
Yeah, so you will see those kind of scenes, and especially ministers who were taking oath, or MPs who were, who according to in their eyes are contentious. We saw not just the Prime Minister's case, but also in the case of Dharmendra Pradhan when he took oath as an MP. There were sounds of NEET in the backdrop. Actually, today and tomorrow is a relatively calmer day. It's supposed to be a somber occasion, but for the opposition parties, it's also an occasion. First day, first show, take the first stroke ahead. And you saw that when they were putting up the Constitution's copies in their hand, and when, like inside the Parliament, inside the Lok Sabha also, and by 27, the Rajya Sabha also gets operational. So you are definitely going to be seeing some more fireworks happening over there. So they are not going to waste even a minute to breathe down the neck of the government.
Okay, all right. Already raising their voices against the appointment of Mr. Mehtab as the pro tem speaker, the 7-time MP. He says K. Suresh was the fit as per convention, given that he is the senior most MP to the post. A lot of political reactions coming in. Stay on with us, Pallavi. Let's quickly play them out.
When we talk about Kiren Rijiju, his defense is basically that you are uninterrupted, like you are interrupted. You were not an MP in 1998 and not an MP in 2004. But when we talk about Mr. Mehtab, he was an uninterrupted MP for the longest time. So that is why this decision is taken. Do you accept the defense that is coming in from Rijiju?
A ridiculous statement made by Kiren Rijiju. In the past, many of the protest speakers was defeated not a continuous members of parliament. They defeated many elections. That is not a criteria for the selecting the pro tem speaker. The pro tem speaker will be in the term. How many more term will be elected? That member should be the pro tem speaker.
So what is going to be the strategy now? Because we are hearing all the India MPs are coming together, holding constitution in their hand. What is going to be the strategy? Because now the speaker election will also happen. Deputy speaker post is something that you're eyeing for. What is going to be the strategy?
The 18th, the Lok Sabha from the beginning also they are broken the convention. They are not listening to the opposition. They are denying the opportunities of the opposition.
One of the biggest issues with which the parliament session is starting is the pro tem speaker issue. We have seen that given the convention how it should have been Kodikkunnu Suresh, but it seems now it's going to be Mr. Mehtab. How do you see the entire controversy?
The Parliamentary Affairs Minister has started by, he has committed a mistake itself. He should have been more forthcoming and he should have been more fair to the opposition as well as the Dalit communities also. 8-term MP who is a Dalit from South India has been superseded by a 7-term MP, and it gives a wrong message to the Dalit community also. The BJP government is not ready to do justice to the Dalit community is well known, and again they had proved it. We are very confident that we will be able to take the issue to the parliament, and the parliament will function. We want the parliament to function and we want discussions to happen. We don't want to be the cheerleaders only. We want the real issues to be discussed, and we hope that government and the Parliamentary Affairs Minister walk the talk when he says that he is ready for a positive contribution in the parliament.
Let me go across to my colleague Shireen, who continues to stay on with us. Shireen, you've also been picking up a host of political reactions. As far as the opposition protest is concerned, they've come out to very clearly say that K. Suresh was the one who deserved the pro tem speaker's post. And this perhaps is an attempt by the government to sideline the Dalit community. Is that the only contention that is being raised by the opposition, or are you hearing more from them?
Well, they have been saying that since 2014, the BJP has in fact been breaking the conventions or traditions in the parliament. They have in fact been not keeping the post of deputy speaker as well. In 2014, the deputy speaker post was given to BJP ally, the NDA ally, and in 2019, the deputy speaker post was in fact not kept at all. So this is, and now this time the pro tem speaker, as per the convention, should have been K. Suresh. But this time as well, they have decided not to follow the convention and go ahead with Mr. Mehtab, and someone who was not even part of the BJP. Only few months back he joined the BJP. Till now he was an MP from the BJD. So taking this process, taking this step by the government just the same day when the parliament session is to begin is not going down well with the opposition parties. They have been saying even this a minor post like the pro tem speaker is something on which the BJP is not following the convention, because pro tem speaker is there only for the matter of 2 to 3 days. So this is going to be one issue over which the opposition parties are going to corner government. Apart from that, the other issue on which the government is planning, the opposition is planning to corner the government is the NEET issue, and not just inside the parliament but also outside the parliament. There is a series of protests that is going on. Right now we are at the NSUI protest which is going on at Jantar Mantar, and their plan is to do a parliament gherao. From here they are planning to march towards the parliament and seek answers as to why there is no re-examination when it comes to NEET. I am in fact joined by some of the students here. आप लोग क्या डिमांड लेके आप लोग यहाँ पे आए हैं? क्या
ये 24 लाख बच्चों का भविष्य है और 24 लाख बच्चों के साथ उनका परिवार की भावनाएं लगी है। एक बच्चा रात दिन मेहनत कर और रात दिन कोचिंग की फीस उसका परिवार जुटाता है, और एक बच्चे के पीछे पूरा परिवार होता है, और जब उसे महसूस होता है कि अब की बार भी पेपर लीक हो गया, और हमारी डिमांड है कि इस पेपर लीक के ऊपर एक कानून बनना चाहिए, और जो लोगों का इस पेपर लीक में, चाहे यूपी पुलिस का पेपर हो, चाहे नीट का पेपर हो, इन सभी पेपरों पर जो लीक कराता है इन पर बड़ी ही कार्रवाई सरकार करे, जो ऐसा कराने की कोई ना करे। एक बड़ा ही कानून देश